Hello, 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 everyone. Happy Friday. How is everyone doing today? And the rally marches on. Nobody should be surprised. And no, the lows aren't in. So I just want to get that out of the way. If I hear one more asinine comment about that, I will literally, I don't know what I'll do. Maybe I'll take this whole room, I'll take it private for the good members. Good morning, Davey. Good morning, George. Good morning, Options 22. We can take a look at NVIDIA. Good morning, Connor. What do you mean by option price charts? You mean charting the price of the option like you would a stock or a future? Or do you mean option strategy charts, meaning you're going to plot the option strategy like if you do a butterfly or something else or a condor, you're going to plot out that strategy and see how it reacts to multiple market scenarios or conditions. I need some more information from you, Connor. Good morning, Sashi. Good morning, Sterling. Good morning, Christoph. Grand Rising. Question. Do you only get one question, option 22? Sorry. QQQTA analysis, potential double bottom breakout at 303.75. Levels are, we'll take a look at the Qs. Good morning, Ted. It can't, and saying comment number 3, it can't go any higher. Things can go higher. Remember, we got the counter trend buy out of oversold conditions. Should we be surprised at the rally? No. Is it the bottom? Probabilities do not say so. Well, you answered yes, Connor. I asked you 2 questions. You can't answer yes when I say, did you mean this or this? Because they're very different things. Now, if you're asking, do I plot the options price, like let's just say a call price, and then use strategies off the call price? No, I do not. It has not proven out to be relevant, and you have A, because of your time decay affecting the option every day. B, because implied volatility can drastically change things on even short-term basis, and it really messes up any kind of analysis. You're better to do the analysis on the underlying, and then you execute with your option strategies. Well, we need Tim. Oh, please don't bring I don't want a Tim or a Tom or I don't even want a Coco insane thing. I'm just done. Charting the price of the option like you would a stock. Yeah, I answered that. No, it's not proven to be reliable at all. Today, we got Fed speakies, but very quiet besides Fed speakies. I guess you could, they're not going to say anything new. So guess what? The market's going to do what the market's going to do. It's in its short-term rally mode. If you even look, a lot of crap is rallying. It's in the crap rally mode again because that's the easiest stuff to juice because you get some short covering. People are in la-la land. People are also talking about, oh, maybe the Fed's besides the 50 basis point is a pivot, which the odds aren't they won't go 50 basis points. Here's the thing. We're at 86 that they're going to go 75. Yes, this can still change. But as Bob said yesterday, ECB went 75. Bank of Canada went 75. If, as the reserve currency of the world, our Fed goes 50, it is very dovish, but it's not a pivot. It's still a friggin' hike. And they're not stopping after September. Okay? And I doubt they're going to go 50. Second, the new mantra being beat around is, oh, they're just going to raise inflation and expectations, to 3, 4, or 5% and say, oh, we're already back to our goal. You know what? You get entrenched inflation at higher rates. We go into, at some point, hyperinflation. It just starts feeding on itself. And you do that as a reserve currency, you will wipe out this country. So, yes, could they theoretically say 3% is the new 2%? Yes, but people are banging on that drums like they're going to announce that in September. Oh, that's the reason we're buying everything because the lows are in. It's absolutely insane. We're good. Every rally, this is what you see in a bear market. Every little rally is the bottom's in, the bottom's in. People are just too bearish. It was oversold, people. You get counter trend rallies. I can't wait for this weekend. Pretty green. I even said what the buy signal is. I said how to play it intraday with the move above or a couple days ago high, and then if it goes into a close, you roll the position in. And then we got the gap last night. That gap's actually a gift because that's going to be a magnet when we do roll over. And I keep telling you, we're in negative gamma up until about 4,100 where it shifts to neutral and slightly positive above there. You get the extreme rallies both. You get the extreme rallies and you get the sell-offs when you're in negative gamma. Now, as the higher we go, the closer we get to 4,100, the less effect the negative gamma has, and then above 4,100, you get the dampening effect. Oh, by the way, I did not have a chance to look at Kroger. Could somebody look up the Kroger results? I actually wanted to look at that. I've been too busy with idiots this morning. Oh, the Kroger. Okay, so they beat pretty much in a range. Interesting. Even with that pre-market gap, I don't know. That is still a double top. I'm going to have to do some more research into that. You know what? I'm just going to look at NVIDIA. Forget it. NVIDIA, the double still in play. No, it's a triple technically. On the 4 hour. On the daily, it's just an extended bottom. I'd use these targets. Let me see how the targets line up. You're going to be above. It's a weak pattern though. So, and this would be not something personally I would be holding over the weekend. But right here, 142.59, 141, yeah. So my next targets, the intraday targets, if I was looking to play this, would be 144.10 roughly, going into that daily rotation zone. And you got the high back from September 1st coming in at 143.76. So 143.76 to 144.10 would be a target area, and I'd go upwards to that 62.5. If you got the close above the 62.5 on a shorter term basis, like a 15 basis, I could play for a higher move if we get some major follow through today. I don't know if we'll get the major follow through. We've already had it in the European session. We had that gap up above the next harmonic level, and we've already hit. I said the next target was, if you're going super bullish, was the 50 and the 21, which we've already hit against. Let's look a little short term. We're getting at some decent selling pressure above there. If we do continue and break above 4,061, 4070 is my next minor target, which don't ignore that area, 4067 to 4070. That was your topping area back at the 30th before it is pretty decent from the last little move up. So that would be my intraday target area. If we did continue a strong rally even into Monday, remember this whole decline, the 50% and essentially the breakdown level from the 1, 2, 3, 4, this can actually move up to the 50% without invalidating a 5-wave decline. That would be 4105, which would take it back to neutral gamma. What would I do at this point? Based off this, I'd be aggressively trailing a stop, especially with a Friday, and I would not personally be looking to carry a bunch home long over the weekend. We're getting into cycle topping areas, but we could do choppy to bullish, and we have CPI on Tuesday, so we could set up for a rollover pattern there. We actually are accelerating towards overbought pretty quickly with this rally. So that's personally what I'm looking at. So let's get back to the shorter term basis. Yes, you can watch this going into the Kalani, thank you for being here. Double top alert. It's a little sloppy with this extended, but it's worthwhile going into the open with that pattern. Especially we get some selling pressure. There's the targets. It's reversing this move. 40.42. Use the conservative targets on this one since we're still headed to the top on cycles. Even though the major trend is still down, we still have cycles going up. I would use the conservative targets on this one. 40, 38, 40, 35. NASDAQ, yeah, you could, and that's pretty key. Right below that level, I was keying off of this 12, virtually 12.5. 12,475, 12,462, 12,448. I'm leaving these prior harmonics on there. What am I keying off of? If we do break to the upside, we still have some room to run on the NASDAQ. 12,600, 12,608. Anything 12, I'll just give you a range, 12,600 to about 12,650. I'd fine tune that with some harmonics, but that'd be the area. And remember, your key close from the major sell off on the 26th was 12,620. So anything, and that's right in the middle of that range I listed. So that would be the upside still. There could squeak out a little more room to the upside on this if it runs. I'm going more choppy today unless we get some major momentum off the open. Dow 32,333. This is almost just a horizontal. I'd just be playing this with the breakdown zone for the Dow back down to it's actually this is the end of the clear path, 3,200. And then below that back to 31,950 to the upside. 32,216. Russell hitting the next target area with the flat 50. If it ekes out a little more, 1877 is about it. And then 1885. I'm not going to spend a lot of time. The DAX, 13,100. If we do continue a bit more, we got a major 13,178 before I'll watch for the rollover play and the return to this key breakdown area. Notes, still in consolidation. Still watching for the next rollover play. Notes getting to the top. So starting next week, I will watch for the next rollover play. Key resistance still 116.18. Dollar also pulling back. Got back to this key support area and bouncing really nice into the daily rotation zone. So that's worked off. We still haven't reset on the weekly. Although if we get then, if this closes at a week level, if we get next week and starting Sunday night a break above about 109.55, it will be a rotation and a potential aggressive percent B entry with the rotation entry up for another push higher in the dollar index. The VIX breaking down. So if this gets some more downside momentum, I will shift into some more bullish mode. But right now, I'm going to watch if it does a rally back to about 23.50 to see how it reacts to that level. This is actually a gift. I would love a little more rally and a little more VIX sell-off because hedging positions can be put back on really nice. Crude finished that double pattern. The break above this was an aggressive buy. 86.63 is the breakdown zone. If we do pop above there, I'm just watching for next rollover play between where we are now and about 88 to 88.50. But nothing going on today. Cycle's still heading up. Natty gas, nothing going on there. Gold, by the way, you still have, come on charts. You have the confirmed double bottom, but not yet triggered. I need a trigger on a daily basis to tackle that one. Big reversal in the U.S. dollar, Japanese yen. We're finally returning to the daily rotation zone. If we break below about 140, 140, I will target closer to the bigger pullback in that. Other than that, that's just a reversal move. Euro, still caught in a corrective little rally. Cycle's getting the top. Next week, I'm watching for another rollover play. Bitcoin, this is, again, we're in the risk asset coming back on after hitting that 87.5, so I'm going to be watching for another rollover play. The next key area is about 21,400 to about 21,500. I'll watch for a topping pattern in there. Tesla, remember we triggered that double bottom yesterday. Next target's 294.43, 295.63, then 98.47. I would use this 200 as another stop raise area. Looks like we're going to probably hit that second target today. Qs. 303.63. The double, which is still on the table, is I would only do it on a daily close above 303.75. Otherwise, I'd use, because it is against the daily rotation zone. And here's the levels I'm watching for intraday, about 306.20. So we go to 304.10, and then there's not much until 306.20. You can 306.20 area. Pullback. Pullback would be about 302 for the key pullback level. I'd really be watching the futures going in this morning. That's horrible. Yeah, it's still playable, but I need the daily close about 401.55. And definitely the daily close out there, but intraday levels 402.20, and then nothing till about 404.50. Pullback would be 399. Oh, I just left that comment on. Sorry. Hey, yeah, that pretty much sums it up. The Too Busy with Idiots, a dog adopter's guide to the markets. I don't know what the dog adopters got. I really distrust the consumer credit number that came out yesterday. It's very interesting. There's some interesting stuff. I'm not going to get started on the numbers. We got some interesting numbers. I think things are going to change. Give me conspiracy theory, but I think come November, you're going to see some surprising revisions to numbers in November. Just saying. Just saying. Thank you for that Kroger beat. Estimates up 2%. Oh, thank you, Connor, for the super sticker. Connor, support the channel. Big shout out to Connor. Zion, let's take a look. What this can be good. What time frame? Well, it's valid on the 4-hour. It's valid on the daily. And I would not have used it on the 1-hour. So the 4-hour, if you're going aggressive, this was a hard one to trade. Because even on the 1-hour, it blew through there. So you could remember, on my, if I'm playing things still aggressive side of conservative, we got a 4-hour nice pattern. Why don't I like it on the 1-hour? It's almost a triple. It didn't go up high enough, but it's sloppy on the 1-hour. So if I'm using it on the 4-hour, I need a 4-hour. If I'm going aggressive, it would be preferable I could go with a 1-hour. I'm not going to go down to a 5-minute close. This was just one that, hey, you couldn't get in my book, unless you were just trading a momentum break. If you were trying to trade it intraday, fine. You can trade anything intraday, but even intraday, this was hard to get into. Because this was a tough one. So I would have used the 4 or 1 hour, and some you just can't get into it. Some trades just aren't meant to be. Remember that. Also, I'd use the conservative targets on this too. So sometimes there's just doubles you can't get in. Mike, in my opinion, is there upward bias because of the midterm elections? There is upward bias. Well, there's always an upward bias in the stock market, period. Is there an upward bias by people? And the upward bias, first off, the stocks, let me caveat this. Long term, there's always an upward bias. Right now, I still think there's an upward bias because of everything with they're going to raise inflation targets again. We're getting a pivot. So there's naturally still, we got everybody buying the dip. There's still an upward bias. Is that due to midterm elections? I think more so that the numbers, I get no inside information, but numbers are appearing. And you know what, like stuff with the continued petroleum runoff from strategic reserves going through the summer season, and then all right, we're in a natural gas cooling off period. Let's really unwind that. Let's make numbers, and the gap between the actual employment numbers and the survey numbers is huge. You're going to see some major revisions in those numbers. I'm just saying that if the current regime wants to remain in, keep their majority, then it would be best to try to make things look as rosy as possible going into elections. Can that spill into the markets? Yes. Again, not a political comment. It's, you know, you can have regimes on any side, but there are, on both sides, play this stupid game with massive numbers revisions. Do I think it could be being played now? Yes. So I'm taking some things with a grain of salt. However, don't let that... This is why I'm not smart enough to trade anything besides price action, though. Because price action, for example, you know, we had this even if you waited to, even if you didn't play intraday and played on the close on this aggressive buy, this is all right, the aggressive buy from back on the September, so you didn't play the break above this, you just waited for the close. Fine, look, you've captured. This is why. Do you know what anything's gonna exactly work? Let's just go off where it's trading now. I mean, that's a 1.71. So even if you exited today, you're looking at 1.71, 1.72%. You had the probability shift. Was it guaranteed? No. But this is this is only a short-term trade. This is not a long-term bottom. Could it turn into a longer-term bottom? Theoretically, if we got the close above 41.61. Why 41.61? It would close above the 62.5. That's the only level on a counter trend rally. A close above the 50 does not give you statistically any additional ammunition to go long, because you could slam into this upper end and roll over. This is the rollover zone. If there was a level that said, hey, we could get on this train sooner, either to the bullish or bearish side, I will let everyone know. It doesn't test out. So you have to use your shorter term signals to play it. Now you get a close above 62.5, then you'll hear me go, hey, what's our next target? 42.72. I'm going to tell you all right now. We don't get the close above the 62.5 anywhere if we do continue to rally. Right now we're at the first rollover zone against the daily rotation zone. If it does continue higher, and against the 50, if it does continue higher, I'll watch for the breakdown zone and anywhere between this 50 and 62.5, and I'll start favoring the lower end of that rollover zone for a rollover and a continuation bearish play. There you have it in a nutshell. You don't need to tune in anymore, unless you want to hear me rant on things. Okay, Kalani, can you remind me either this afternoon if you want to jump on, or Sunday, and we'll take a look at Lulu. I'm just going to wrap this up. We got the breakdown. So this is interesting. And how could this be played? This can be played now on a rally back to this area, and then a rollover play. This could be played for your continued down move going into the open. So I will be watching for a little rollover play if we do get a little snapback rally into the open. That's where I'm leaving it. Christoph loves hearing me rant. Eurozone bond yields raise. We'll talk again about more of this stuff. You're welcome, everybody. I'm not going to put... hey, Waka Waka. You got a tardy slip, Waka. There are no excuses because you're not on vacation. I'm sorry. I will talk to everyone later. Be back after the close. Hope everyone has a fantastic trading day. Bye for now.